How's everybody doing? Getting set up here. We'll be starting real soon. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you on a hot Friday. Temperatures are hot. It is very humid out there. Now, coming up this weekend in this edition of Hutch's Weather, we're going to talk about how hot it gets. It's going to be hot and humid, but we also have a chance of some severe thunderstorms. The latest in your forecast begins right now.
Now, a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, to everybody who stopped out and said hello out at the Potato Days. It was just a great day out there, enjoying a lot of potatoes and food and a lot of fun. And thanks for saying hi. Thanks for watching Hutch's Weather. Let's talk a little bit about our forecast, and we'll get to the details first. Then we'll go over the hour-by-hour details, and we'll look at the severe weather risk. It's all starting out, though, as we go with a look at that model guidance. And basically, what we're talking about here as we go into the weekend, quiet weather. But then on Saturday, storms will be out to the west. Sunday, however, well, it's going to be very, very hot, and there's a risk for some strong to severe storms in our area. So to zoom out just a pinch, you can see where these storms will be coming from on Saturday. They'll be drifting through the west, fading as they get to us on Sunday. But the developmental line for Sunday, then in the latter part of the day, will be a little closer to the eastern portion of North Dakota, and there'll be a risk of some severe weather. Just to highlight areas of concern with regards to this, we'll look at the Storm Prediction Center as guidance for tonight's risk of thunderstorms way out to the west, eastern Montana, and those are expected to rumble through, as you see there in the model loop, as we go through our Friday night. Now, here's day two, and again, drop a comment, a question if you have it heading into your weekend, and let me know what you are going to do this weekend in the comments. Nathan, so good to see you today. Thanks for joining. Now, the colors that you see here, this light shade of green means just garden variety thunder showers are going to be possible on day two. That's your Saturday. So Saturday's thunderstorm forecast not expected to be severe. However, there could be some strong ones up in that Minot zone here and there, not widespread. Now, the greatest risk for stronger or severe storms on our Saturday will be in the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado, and into the plains of Nebraska and southeast Wyoming. Now, check out what it looks like for day three. That's Sunday. Yep, right here, smack dab the target. Eastern North Dakota, eastern South Dakota, and northwest Minnesota. The yellow area is a level 2 area of risk with regards to severe thunderstorm potential. Going over what that means, essentially, we're talking about risk levels at level 1 is low. That's the green area. That means we might see 1 or 2 thunderstorms flirt with severe criteria. 1-inch hail, gusty winds to around 60 miles per hour. The wind potential, the hail potential usually goes up a little bit in the yellow areas here. As we take a look at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook on this, we're basically seeing that risk for also an isolated tornado that can't be ruled out as well. So that's day 3 as we head into your Sunday. Sunday will be sizzling hot. Here are some communities that'll be in this high-risk area. It does include Fargo, Grand Forks. It includes Lakes Country from Thief River Falls all the way down into, well, the Lakes Country for Becker County, Otter Tail County, so from Perham to Fergus Falls, Morris, Sisseton, Watertown, South Dakota, Oaks, Jamestown, and all the way out to Steele. Not into Bismarck, but you'll be very close. That's where the storms will likely get started out there. Wells County and the Rugby area also included. So whether you're in Fessenden or up in Rugby or Maddock, strong storms are going to be a possibility. This is on Sunday. Stephen, good to see you. So very, very glad you're here. Clarine, thank you so much for joining me. Now, let's go ahead and take a look then, now that we've looked at the hour-by-hour details. It says big high from Cullum. Very humid, very light breeze, and hope I have a great weekend too. Thank you so much. Here's a quick look at the risk areas for storms. And again, when we take a look at the risk for storms, we're talking about levels 1 through 5. And this graphic here highlights it from the National Weather Service. Level 1's a marginal risk. That means there might be a storm or two that reach severe levels, but it's going to be very conditional. And that's those green areas you saw on the map. The yellow area, that's the one we're in for the Sunday timeframe, and that's a slight risk. It doesn't mean we're going to see everybody with a severe thunderstorm, and the intensity of the storms usually goes up a bit. Hail, an inch or more in diameter, and gusty straight line winds could definitely exceed 60 miles per hour. And again, an isolated tornado probably can't be ruled out. We don't need to worry about categories 3 through 5 yet, as we will keep you informed. Now I'll look at your tail of the tape about the digits. in your forecast here on Hutch's Weather. Now today, 84 so far, the high temperature, as according to my friends over at the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network. So we're getting those mid 80s, like I said, and temperatures tonight will dip down in the 60s to near 70 degrees. Very muggy again. Will we see fog? The risk of fog is a little bit lower. Why? Because we're not going to cool quite as much. So that's going to help limit some of the fog. I do not think it will be impossible. There will still be some patchy areas of fog possible tonight, but not nearly as thick as what we saw heading into your day today. Now, as we take a look at the 7-day planner, woo, look at this. 4 potato days, which is where I was at again today. Get out there tomorrow, but make sure you're staying hydrated. 87 degrees in Fargo-Moorhead and in Barnesville. I think you'll be right at that same value as well. Sunday looks ridiculously hot. We're talking 90s out there with those afternoon and evening thunderstorms working their way in. And those thunderstorms could be strong to severe, as we just discussed here a few moments ago. I'll show you a longer range model that shows a much cooler week next week. We'll see temperatures in the 70s to around 80s all week long. Look at this, lower 70s. Whoa, that's cold. You're not scraping frost off the windows yet, but certainly a big time change. And it looks windy. So for those of you interested in the harvest out there, we could have some areas of heavy rain making our way into our Monday and possibly even some for Tuesday as well. Some areas could pick up some locally heavy rain under those thunder showers. A little break from the rain and then the wind. Hopefully that helps dry things out so the harvest can continue. How about that? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Have you gotten your grains in yet? I know I've seen some grain fields there with just the chaff in the field, so things are progressing nicely for some. Would love to hear from you. Now, let's take a look at this extended forecast. To do that, I want to pull up the European model. To do that, I have to use this old way of looking at it, and I'm going to leave the national view up here for purposes so you can see where these waves of energy are coming from as we go through the next several days. So here's Saturday. South winds, isobars really close together, gusty winds in all locations of North Dakota, a little bit lower wind speeds in parts of central and eastern Minnesota, but lakes country, you can have some walleye chop, chop, chop on the water out there, then a thunderstorm or two developing mainly in the central Dakotas and drifting through our area as we go into Sunday morning. It's going to be pretty isolated in nature according to the European model. Now, the wind will still be from the south, but it won't be as strong in North Dakota. You see that the isobars are farther apart. More gusty winds move into the valley and parts of central Minnesota. South winds. It's going to be ridiculously hot. A heat dome works its way right over the top of the area. That bubble of heat will just burst right over the top of us. And as we go into Sunday night, now this is Sunday night dinner hour. And here come the storm potential. And here comes the storm potential as we go through the overnight. This is 10 o'clock at night. So I think it'll be a late night event. Noticing this, usually after dark in our neck of the woods, the main threat's going to be very gusty straight line winds. And with the heat and humidity in place, there'll be enough rock and roll to cause these storms to produce some hail into the overnight hours as well. As far as spin goes, this isn't the most ideal setup, although I am seeing it could be a warm front. And along warm fronts, we have to watch for areas of spin. So we'll keep you posted on that. And remember, you can always get the latest on Hutch's brand spanking new website, hutchesweather.com. And if you log in and let the computer know where you're watching from, allow our website to gain your location. We'll tell you if those storms have any warnings associated with them. But if not, if storms form on Sunday, keep in mind they could be severe in the latter part of the day. So that's a look at the extended forecast as we head into the weekend. Let's see if we have any questions. Nope, that's it. So that wraps up this version of Hutch's Weather. I did want to share with you just a little bit on hutchesweather.com and some of the photos that have been shared. And to do that, we're going right to the photo upload page here. And got to tell, well, look at that. There's Pedro. And we did get some rainfall reports in, and that rainfall report was, well, always nice. So if you do have some heat, show me your thermometer readings. Send them in the form of a picture right from your phone. I ran into a few people who said, hey, I looked at your website. We have it on your phone and we use it now. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. This was almost 2 inches reported by Jessica in the Nimrod area there, as you can see on the old rain gauge. So helpful to get your reports. You get to be part of the weather right here on Hutch's Weather. And for now, that's it. So you can find Hutch's Weather on hutchesweather.com. Please, please, please remember to follow me on Facebook. You'll get some notifications, but you're guaranteed to get the latest weather updates if you go right to my website at hutchesweather.com. And it's always fun to hear from you. Thanks so much much for watching. Thanks, Jeraine. Good to have you on. Thanks, Bonnie. Thanks so much. So, Leora, watching from St. Hilaire. Good to see you, Brad, as well. Thanks so very much for watching. Have a wonderful and safe Friday evening. I'll be back a little later with an update, and we'll keep you updated with regards to our Sunday chances of severe weather as we go through the weekend. If there are going to be storms, I'll let you know about them. But for now,